Ethereum ETF approved Grayscale to be acquired. Biden boosts crypto. Envious Trump's crypto boost, the SEC approves the spot Ethereum ETF to be help Biden rally. Bitcoin mining difficulty decreases, but the hash rate remains relatively strong. Ethereum surged 20% last night due to chances of a US SEC approval skyrocket. Bitcoin Rune failed to meet market cap expectation and founder committed seppuku. Casey Rodarmore, are you not taking it seriously? GBTC net outflows of $17 billion, Grayscale CEO taking the blame removed. CEO's lightning resignation, rumors of Grayscale being acquired, is it true? OpenAI's chief scientist and security head both leave, Sam Altman remains calm. With OpenAI no longer open, security is questionable. Chief Security Officer angrily resigns. Reimagine the world with cryptocurrencies. Master 24-hour wealth code. Let's get rich slowly together. On Tuesday, May 21st, so this is Bitcoin TV's channel, I'm Zhu. Let's first look at the 24-hour crypto headlines sponsored by Deepcoin. Last night, the entire crypto market was boiling, with Bitcoin surging from 66,000 to 71,000, up nearly 10%. Ethereum skyrocketed from 3,000 to 3,700, up over 23%. The main reason for this surge came from news that the US SEC may take a 180-degree shift in its stance on spot Ethereum ETFs for political reasons, increasing the approval odds for less than 25% previously to 75%. Additionally, Trump previously stated support for cryptocurrencies, increasing his odds of winning the 2024 US presidential election to 55%, compared to Biden's 40%, clearly leading. This seems to have forced Biden to warm up to the crypto circle as well, hence the SEC's change in stance on approving the Ethereum spot ETF. Over the past week, the total value locked on-chain has risen from $90 billion to $105.3 billion, an increase of 17%. Fund inflows lead to a recovery in on-chain activity. Over the past 7 days, the top 10 chains have all seen notable gains, with BSC being a bit sluggish. Unsurprisingly, Ethereum saw the biggest rebound after price surge. But apart from Ethereum, the most active chains in terms of fund inflows have been Blast and Base. If you're looking to participate in meme coins or lottery projects, the new coins and hype projects on these two chains may be good options, as money flows to where the hype is. If the fund inflow trend continues, we may see another wave of meme coins and hype project gains. After Bitcoin's halving, miners' revenue has inevitably declined, and the mining difficulty, which had been continuously increasing, has now decreased from 37.8 T to 35.7 T, down 5.8%. A moderate decrease in mining difficulty will slightly reduce mining costs, which is a small way to increase miner revenue. Additionally, in terms of hash rate, after Bitcoin halving, miners' hash rate has also slightly declined, falling from around 640E to 600E, mainly due to the impact of falling prices and the expectation of a sharp drop in short-term revenue after halving. However, overall, miners' hash rate has remained relatively strong. When Bitcoin fell to around 56,000, hash rate still remained at a high level, indicating miners are still very optimistic about future price trends. At this stage, taking the opportunity to accumulate mining rigs can be a good way to dollar cost average for the long term. The critical moment for the US SEC to decide whether to approve a spot Ethereum ETF is approaching this week on the 23rd. The SEC needs to make an initial final decision on application from VanEck, ARK 21 shares on the 23rd and 24th, respectively. While the final decision on Grayscale needs to be made by the 30th, most people had already given up hope on the SEC approving an Ethereum ETF this time. But last night's price surge, with Ethereum spiking 20% to 3,700 and Bitcoin nearly reaching 72,000, breaking the 70,000 mark for the first time in 40 days, has revived that hope. Why did this happen? It started with Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas' surprising reversal in stance.
Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas made an unusual statement early this morning, reversing the odds of approval from 25% to 75%. This shift was prompted by rumors suggesting a potential 180-degree turnaround by the USSEC on this increasingly politicized issue. However, another analyst, James Safat, subsequently added that while the probability of 19b4 rule approval has risen to 75%, approval for the S1 will still be necessary in the future. This implies that even if the 19b4 rule is approved, the formal launch of the Ethereum spot ETF will still take some time.
TradFi and Bitcoin, as far as I'm concerned. Basically, what we've seen so far is 8 to 9 of these things have been extreme successes, like very successful in the ETF world. So that's why I'm like looking at people saying this was a flop and nothing happened and this was a loss for these issuers. You can think about them like a solar system, essentially. They're like almost like a snowball rolling downhill. As they get volume, as they get assets, it helps them to get more volume and get more assets theoretically.
As the end of May approaches, the crypto community's attention is fully focused on the Ethereum ETF approval. But I don't think the analysis from these two Bloomberg analysts makes much sense. The US SEC has been investigating whether Ethereum, the main native asset of the Ethereum blockchain, is a security and launched a formal probe after the network transitioned from proof-of-work to proof-of-stake consensus. If Ethereum is deemed a security by the SEC, that could be one reason for the SEC to reject the spot Ethereum ETF applications. This process won't happen that quickly, so I'm still not optimistic about an Ethereum ETF approval on May 23rd. The SEC would at most approve one of the rules, but not more. However, we've seen how the analyst's prediction directly boosted crypto prices, so those who can profit from this wave should do so. We'll see which way the wind blows after news on 23rd. The crypto world is no stranger to shocking statements and dramatic events. Recently, the founder of the Runes protocol, Casey Rodamore, became the market focus due to his bold claim. The Runes protocol, which launched on May 20th in sync with Bitcoin's force halving, initially sparked a craze, drawing attention to Casey's previous statement. The origin traces back to March this year, when Casey confidently stated that if the Runes ecosystem's market cap did not reach $10 billion within a month of launch, he would commit seppuku. Now, a month after Runes' mainnet launch, this bold claim has fallen flat.
According to data from Genia Data, the total market value of the Runes ecosystem is currently only $935 million, and the long-term average total market value of the Runes ecosystem has never exceeded $1 billion. The average value on the 9th reached a peak of $998.6 million, and the total market value on the 18th briefly surpassed $1 billion, but the average value for that day was $993.6 million. Faced with these results, Casey Rodamo didn't choose silence but responded to market doubts in an almost humorous manner. He jokingly stated that he would commit harakiri on a podcast called Hell Money and invited the host, Aaron, to behead him to end his suffering.
The much-anticipated Runes initially sparked an inscription craze, with over 85,000 tokens issued through the protocol in the first 10 days, generating over $3 million in fees. However, since early May, all indicators including fee, new Runes, and user activity have declined by at least 50%. Since May 1st, only about 5,000 new Runes have been created, generating less than 100,000 in fees, while it's foreseeable that Casey Rodamore won't actually commit suicide. His behavior has drawn criticism from some community members who believe that as an entrepreneur and a public figure, he should be accountable for his words instead of brushing them off as jokes. Some has also questioned the future prospects of the Runes protocol itself. In reality, such incidents are quite common. It would be foolish taking them too seriously. As of May 20th, the total assets under management of US Bitcoin ETFs reached $53.967 billion. Among them, Grayscale's GBTC had $19.373 billion in assets under management, ranking first. Last night, the Wall Street Journal reported that Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnensheim has resigned, but reasons for his resignation are still unclear. As soon as the news broke, the community was in an uproar, with some members speculating that Sonnenshein's departure may be related to the massive capital outflows from GBTC after Grayscale attempted to convert his Bitcoin trust into an ETF product.
Michael Sonnenschein joined Grayscale in 2014 and became CEO in 2021. Under his leadership, the assets managed by the company reached a peak of $60 billion by the end of 2022, and they also secured a historic court victory against the SEC, enabling Grayscale to launch the first physically backed Bitcoin ETF. Although Michael Sonnenschein has not responded to his departure from Grayscale so far, some community members speculate that Grayscale has seen an outflow of 300,000 bitcoins and $17 billion in funds over 3 months, which is no joke. Hence, Sonnenschein is being held responsible.
Just last night, crypto KOL Andrew stated on social media that an insider recently revealed that Grayscale may be sold to a global asset management company or acquired by a competitor. Currently, Grayscale has also announced that its CFO Edward McGee will serve as interim CEO to lead the company. On August 15, 2024, Peter Missenberg will officially take over as Grayscale's CEO. It's understood that Peter Missenberg was known for his M&A track record at Goldman Sachs and BlackRock, so this personnel arrangement does not rule out the possibility mentioned by Andrew. Shortly after OpenAI released its new flagship model GPT-4, it was quickly overshadowed by Google. Google's I/O Developer Conference officially kicked off, unveiling a slew of AI applications and other products, many of which were seen as directly targeting OpenAI. In contrast to targeted OpenAI, a personnel shakeup is unfolding. OpenAI co-founder and chief scientist Ilya Sutskever announced his decision to leave OpenAI a few months ago during the saga surrounding the attempted dismissal of OpenAI co-founder and CEO Sam Altman. This scientist was seen as a key figure. With Altman's return and board reorganization, OpenAI's power struggle has concluded, making Sutskever's departure less surprising. To his, Altman has also issued a rare farewell message. However, in stark contrast to Ilya's departure is that of Jan Leiker.
简·雷克的辞职信息很简单，只有短短一句：“我辞职了。”没有原因，没有未来去向，更没有高管的祝福。在外界充满猜测的条件下，简·雷克连发13条推文，怒斥 OpenAI 不关心产品安全。随后 ，OpenAI 总裁发布了一篇冗长的帖子，详细阐述了公司在安全对齐方面的三管齐下策略。他首先表达了对雷克在公司工作的感谢，随后反驳了 OpenAI 不重视安全的说法。对此，首席执行官兼联合创始人山姆·奥特曼的回应较为简短，但他提到在未来几天内会有更多的讨论。
I think it's impossible to overstate the importance of AI safety and alignment work. I would like to see much more happening, but I think it's more subtle than most people think, and that you hear a lot of people talk about AI capabilities and AI alignment as orthogonal vectors. And you're bad if you're a capabilities researcher, and you're good if you're an alignment researcher. It actually sounds very reasonable, but they're almost the same thing.
Jan Leiker was previously responsible for alignment work, essentially OpenAI's chief security officer. The successive departures of these two heavyweight figures has not only cast a shadow over OpenAI's now leaderless alignment team, but also raised suspicion that something's amiss. So in their comment sections, many netizens curiously ask, what did you actually see? The media outlet Vox even directly stated that while OpenAI's newly released GPT-4 allows ChatGPT to speak like a human, OpenAI's employees cannot. Facing the criticism, Sam Altman's response does not seem to have helped much, perhaps because he himself experienced a period infighting before returning to the team. So his words don't carry as much weight anymore.
The hybrid blockchain project Ergo announced on the X platform that due to recent suspicious activities, the Ergo swap bridging service is temporarily suspended. The team will reopen the service once the issue is resolved and will update the timetable as soon as possible. The CI Foundation announced on Monday that it has initiated a governance proposal to upgrade the CI blockchain to its second version. If the governance proposal is approved, the network upgrade will take place 1 week later. U.S. Congressman Emmer revealed that the U.S. Congress plans to pass the anti-CBDC bill he proposed this week. Emmer stated that the idea of CBDCs is not only shocking but also entirely against the spirit of the United States. Market data shows that only 1,918,417 bitcoins are currently held on centralized exchange platforms, a decrease of 400,000 bitcoins from a year ago, marking the lowest point since 2024. The Web3 native short drama Reborn as a Crypto Tycoon will premiere exclusively on Huobi HTX at 9 p.m. On May 22nd, the trailer for the series is already available.